How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another video, and today I'm going to be talking about all of the new animes that are coming out in January this year. Now, I just made a 20-minute video on this, and I realized that my audio is not working, so now we get to redo this entire thing. Oh, all my jokes and happiness and laughter are all down the drain. That's so sad. But anyways, I want to apologize first because I have not been posting for the last week because I have been dealing with some personal issues, but we've made it past that. Hopefully I can get back into the swing of things here and post for the future. Now, I do want to preface, we're making the transition from the fall of 2023 animes to the winter of 2024 animes. There is an astronomical amount of animes that are coming out this winter. So if you want to know about every single anime that is going to be coming out, there is a list down appearing here, and there is this whole long list. That's all the stuff that's coming out this winter. But personally, I want to talk about the ones coming out this January that I am the most excited for, because there's just so many that if I were to talk about it, I'd be here for at least an hour-long video. And you might notice that I have a new katana behind me. One of my friends was like, "Hey, it's Christmas. I heard you've been wanting a katana. Did you get one?" And I'm like, "No, I didn't." And he's like, "Well, I got you." I'm like, "Say less." And so he hooked me up. So much thanks to him. I appreciate it a whole lot. And I also got some more figures and stuff throughout this last couple weeks. So you can take a peek behind me. I don't know if you can see it too well. I also got some manga and stuff. My first most anticipated anime, in no particular order, this is just one that I'm excited for, is one that is already out, with Classroom of the Elite Season 3. This anime is forever a banger. Season 3 is no different. It follows the story of Ayana Koji, who is going to be attending a training camp that follows a group-by-group grading system. So the kids are divided into these groups, and Ayana Koji is put into the troublemaker group, I guess you could say. And I'm not sure exactly how they break up, but at certain points, the lowest ranking group will have their leader expelled, as well as one person that their leader chooses. And on top of that, so if you remember Horikita, I believe her name was Horikita. It's been a while. Her brother was the student council president, but now he is no longer the student council president. Now the new student council president challenged him to who would do better in this competition. And he's like, "All right, bet. We can make this bet." And he's like, "Ayana Koji, you kind of owe me one, so help me out a bit." Even though he kind of asks in the most douchebaggy manner that you've ever seen. But that's basically what this season is going to encompass. And it's going to be a banger. I watched the episode that came out yesterday. Today's January 4th, so it would have came out yesterday. And I really hope I can get this out today so I can post all of these before the new animes come out. But as I was watching, I low-key wanted to just restart Classroom of the Elite because it is so good. And this new episode really makes you remember just how good it was. So I highly recommend this. And up next, we have one that is a very heart-touching anime that you just didn't expect to come out of last season. Some people may have looked out for it. I personally had never heard of it, and I was caught by surprise. We have Frieren Beyond Journey's End Part 2. Now, Part 1, I watched the first episode, and I mean, I don't want to sound like less of a man or anything, but I definitely didn't bawl my eyes out or anything watching the first episode, completely and utterly. The amount of emotions that just come over you when you're watching the show is just, it's weird, okay? Basically, Frieren Beyond Journey's End kind of encompasses the meaning of life and shows you the little things to look out for in life, and how being an elf, Frieren does not understand the concept of time, and how humans age quicker, their life and death is so much quicker than Frieren has ever experienced, and she realizes how time is a thing and how people are scared of death and stuff. It's hard to explain from me telling you, but it is a banger of an anime, and it is very, very heartstringy, pull you in 12 different directions. So I highly recommend this one as well. And the new part of Frieren Beyond Journey's End is going to explore the adventures of Frieren's new party with Fern, Stark, and Sign as they travel to heaven to reunite with their lost friends. Now, I have only watched a couple episodes of Frieren. I have not caught up to the end of Part 1, but being how the first episodes that I've seen were, I anticipate this to be very, very good. So definitely look out for this one, which is coming out on January 5th. Now, up next, we've got one that we have been waiting so long for. Blue Exorcist, baby. Season 3 of Blue Exorcist is finally coming out on January 6th with the Shamani Illuminati saga. Blue Exorcist follows the story of a kid with daddy issues, basically. All right. Okay, I don't want to put it like that, but it follows the story of our main character, Rin Akumaru, who is the son of Satan, but was being raised by a priest. And then the priest ends up getting killed by Satan. So his whole goal now is to kill Satan, even though he's the son of Satan. So he's really a guy with daddy issues, but he's trying to kill his dad, which is Satan. It is a very, very good anime, no matter how lighthearted I make it out to be. It is a banger and will forever be super good, and you should check it out. And that comes out on January 6th. Now, another one that comes out on January 6th is another banger. Actually, if there is anything on this list that I'm going to be recommending you, this one is the number one most. You need to look out for this one as much as possible, okay? Like, this one is one that needs to be seen by everybody and their family and their mother and their dog and their cat and their fish and their mouse. They all need to see this one. Solo Leveling is coming out. Finally, we get to see my boy Sung Jin Woo say, "Arise." Oh my god, it's gonna be so good. Solo Leveling follows the story of a boy named Sung Jin Woo, who is the weakest E-rank hunter on his journey to become the world's strongest hunter, as well as rid the world of dungeons. Dungeons. What are dungeons? Well, Sung Jin Woo lives in a world much like our Earth, yet monsters have started to invade. But monsters cannot directly invade. Instead, they reside in these things called dungeons, where they have to wait until a timer gets to 0, and once the timer runs out, they can invade Earth and do their thing. In order to combat this, humans have awakened their latent potential, such as strength, like magic capabilities, like the use of fire or necromancy, for example, of what Sung Jin Woo has. And they have the opportunity to go inside of these dungeons and take care of all the monsters within it before the timer reaches 0. So that releases on January 6th. And following that, we also have another banger on January 6th, which is Mashal Season 2. If you've seen Mashal Season 1, you know how good it was. And Season 2 is going to be no different. All right, you can't see it, but behind this Tokyo Ghoul volume there's a bunch of Mashal volumes. So I've read all Mashal. Down here, you can't really see it, but there's Solo Leveling volumes. I've read all these manhwas and mangas. They're so good. And Mashal follows the story of a boy named Mash who attends a magic academy and has the goal of becoming the #1 best magician. But the thing is, he can't use magic. So in order to combat this, bro just hits the gym. His body is just so strong that he has the opportunity to combat the magicians. And it's honestly a complete comedic relief story that does have a very good story behind it too. So it's not just like overly comedic. It is like there is a great story that follows the story of Mash trying to become the #1 magician in order to save his adoptive father. But it also has a beautiful string of comedy along with it. And it is a very, very peak piece of work that you need to check out. And then we have an honorable mention, which is One Piece's Egghead arc. Now, with the end of the Land of Wano arc, we have Luffy and his crew moving on to Egghead Island, which is very, very good. Land of Wano was a banger, but it has finally come to an end after 4 years. And the crew has made their way to Egghead Island. Now, this starts on January 7th, and it is nothing short of a banger. One Piece, my personal favorite anime, is going to be very good. The manga has not disappointed, and it has been rumored that One Piece is going to be ending within the next year or 2, maybe 3 if we're lucky, but it is slowly coming to its end, and Egghead Island is one of the bigger turning points that points to the end of One Piece. And finally, one that kind of catches me by surprise, because I never thought I'd see it, is Tsukimichi Moonlit Fantasy Season 2. Tsukimichi was a very, very good anime that I personally thought was going to be sucky. I got it recommended to me, and I was like, it seems all right. I'll maybe check it out. Little did I know that that would be one of the best decisions I make, because it is a banger of a show, and we're finally getting Season 2 coming out on January 8th. It follows this kid who gets teleported to another world that apparently his parents were like the saviors of. But then the goddess that is supposed to help guide him is like, "You're too ugly." So she puts him out into like the outskirts of the world, into like the world of monsters instead of like the human villages, and makes him unable to speak the human language. So it is a very, very good anime. And the dude is overpowered. Like, he's strong. Like, no matter all the setbacks he's gone through, bro is strong. So that is another one that I definitely recommend you checking out. And that wraps up my bit of January animes that are coming out, the ones that I can at least remember. I'm not sure if there's any more bangers that are coming out this season, but these are the ones that I really wanted to recommend because they're ones that I am more than likely going to be watching almost every episode of, and you definitely should too. Now, I want to thank you all so much for watching this video. Sorry if things seemed a little concise in this video. Like I said, I had already recorded like 20 minutes of footage and realized that my audio wasn't working, so I might have cut out some things that were important on accident, but we'll fix that up in post. Thank you all so much for watching this video. If you are new here, feel free to hit the subscribe button, maybe drop a little like, and check out the other socials. Yeah, they're all up here. Might as well check them out. What's the harm? This thing's supposed to be an X now, but you know how it goes. I hope you have a wonderful day, night, morning, afternoon, sunrise, sunset, whatever time it is for you. I hope you have a great one because you deserve it. I love you all so much, and I will see you all in another video. Bye.